special people in my life. First, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing me to be here on this evening. Second, my daughter, Jordan, and my granddaughter, Mackenzie, for allowing me to come home from school and go into my room and study. And I want to thank my spiritual advisors for being here, Bishop Randolph Brown and Pastor Dorothy Brown. My sisters, Cyme Mathis and Carol Griffin, and my church family, Grace to Help Tabernacle. Thank you for your prayers, your love, and your encouragement. To the class of 2012. About 2 years ago, we received our letters of acceptance into this prestigious program. And in January 2011, about 80 students crowded into an auditorium for orientation with eager anticipation and fear of the unknown. About a month after nursing school began, the looks on our faces then expressed, what in the world have we gotten ourselves into? And as you see, our class has dwindled down. Some scores were inadequate, some were part-time, and some just could not handle the lifestyle adjustment. And boy, was it an adjustment as well as a sacrifice. So we say with so much appreciation, love, and gratitude, thank you to our loved ones, our families, and our friends for making this sacrifice with us. We thank you for sharing us with MATC, Kosher, Key and Hayes, Burke, Lewis, McKinney, Ackley, and the lab and the drug reference books. All of those books that we wheeled around in our wheelies. Our first semester lab looked like the cart corral at Pick and Save. We thank you to Gail and the Mequon lab for helping us to pass skills. Patrick in the library for guiding us in APA format, Kevin, the computer guru, and all of the people behind the scenes who make events like this possible. And an extra special thank you to the MATC staff, our theory and clinical instructors. They put up with us challenging questions and answers and labored with us until the light bulbs turned on and we finally understood the nursing process. Well, we apply that now into our experience in nursing school. The first thing we did is we assessed. We wanted a career change, to pursue a dream, and to fulfill a purpose in life. And as nurses do, we diagnosed ourselves. And we found out that we had deficient knowledge related to nursing school as manifested by a lack of sleep, a fixed zombie-like appearance, and increased caffeine consumption. But we had a plan. And our plan was to graduate with an associate's degree in nursing. So we implemented our interventions. We used note cards and highlighters and endless reading. We formed study groups, even utilizing social networks to vent about certified profile and obtain information about requirements. We also encouraged one another, and we formed a bond that only a nurse and a nursing student can understand what we've endured. We've been intertwined in one another's lives through births, death, and marriage. Yet we always keep in the back of our minds the PCs, the potential complications. That's everything that could possibly go wrong. Failing a course, a skill, a test, or a math quiz. Family emergencies, along with all of the other nursing diagnoses. Increased intracranial pressure related to studying for tests. Anxiety related to test taking. Stress related to waiting for the test results. Ineffective breathing pattern related to seeing the test results. But we learned, if all else fails, reassess. Go back to the reasons why we decided to become nurses. We all know individually why we made this decision and what motivates us to endure. For me, it is my sister Christine, who died in 2008 after battling breast cancer, and my brother Gary, who died with a mental illness less than 2 weeks after nursing school started. My last clinical experience, I ended up on an oncology unit and then on a mental health unit rotation. I want to thank MATC for that mental health rotation and my instructor, Robin Mosleth, for all of her love for this population. There is mental health in every aspect of nursing as we encounter our patients during a trying, stressful, and possibly even the worst time in their lives. Let's always reassess and remember why we're doing what we're doing. I endeavor to approach each patient as if they were my Christine or my Gary. This keeps me focused on being the best nurse for my patient. Fellow nurses, I believe that God has placed healing in our smiles, our hearts, and in our hands. As we care for our patients with cultural competence, whether it's taking vital signs, performing a dressing change, medication administration, or by therapeutically communicating, we impart that healing into our patients. So my evaluation, outcome met. Continue the care of plan to passing NCLEX, continuing our education to remain aware of evidence-based practice in pursuit of higher education and always being the best nurse to our patients. Congratulations to the MATC Fall 2012 class of registered nurses. We made it.
Desire to begin a second career or expand on a previous educational experience. For others, it was a desire to have a valued position in our society, to support a family, or to contribute to the diverse society in which we are all part of. So you all had the thought, and then you thought, let me get started. And you started taking those prerequisites. There was English, math, science, economics, and many, many more. And I'm sure there were many times you wondered, what does this have to do with nursing? And I'm sure you wondered when you would be able to get into the nursing course. So you completed all the requirements, and then you got to petition. And that was a fun process, wasn't it? Remember that? The anxiety, the forms, the paper, but you all got through it because you're all here. And now you're really ready to begin your nursing course, and that was supposed to be the fun part. First, you had to survive registration. And honestly, I think everybody should get an extra credit for going through 4 registration programs in nursing. Then you had pharmacology and fundamentals, skills, and finally clinical, where you got to see where all the pieces fall together. And you got to wear those really beautiful uniforms. Those were fun. In skills testing, you learned how much perspiration actually occurs with anxiety, standing outside of those halls. You learned that kidney stones do not form in the gallbladder. And when you had mental health, you were sure that 50% of those diseases that you studied, you had. You realized that P waves do not occur in the ocean, and when someone yells VTAC, that's the same as run. In clinical, you were able to care for newborns, adult clients, pediatric clients, and elderly, and you were able to quickly correlate and determine the developmental milestones for each group. That was key. You took tests and math tests. You cared for critically ill mannequins. You wrote papers, and you took math tests, and you took HESI tests, and you took more math tests. And you learned how to quickly identify priority problems at the first sight of your clinical instructor. After these tasks and a whole lot more, you made it here to graduation. Now, the faculty helped you gain knowledge and experience, and they prepared you well to take the end.
I had the opportunity to kind of graze through the archives of all these wonderful photos that we've accumulated over the last 100 years. And we were organizing them by decades. And no matter what era we looked in, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, every decade we always found nursing photos. It's obvious to me that our nursing programs, our faculty, our staff, and certainly our students have been emblematic to this community of what is our best and what is greatest about MATC's history. As you prepare to graduate and enter the professions, you are continuing that legacy. You're part of the legacy of literally thousands of nurses who have sat where you're sitting now. In honor of our new generation of nurses, those who will soon be on the front lines of healing and curing and caring for our fellow citizens, would all the nursing candidates for graduation please stand? There you go. Many of you made tremendous sacrifices along the way. I want to thank you all for your academic accomplishment and for aspiring career choices that you made. Please, all the folks in the audience, join me in applauding their efforts. Next, I'd like all the candidates to acknowledge the MATC educators who have gotten you to this significant moment. Would the college nursing faculty and staff please stand and be recognized? Please join me in applauding their efforts. It's all part of the exercise part of tonight's celebration. In addition to recognizing and congratulating our nursing candidates for graduation, I also want to offer you a challenge. My challenge and my hope is that you'll always be an advocate for your patients. Many of your patients will be English language learners, they may be children, they may be physically or mentally challenged.